Hello everyone, hope you're all doing great. In today's video, we have something really practical. All right, without any further ado, we are going to prepare an outline for the self-introductory speech, which is the second speech in our public speaking course. I know that this is the outline template that we have, and being a student, if I put myself in the shoe of a student, I have to fill it in. I have to give attention getter, thesis statement, along with 3 preview main points, and then I have to go to the body side, and it says I have to give 2 examples, and for each main point I have to provide 2 sub example or 2 sub points, and then I have conclusion, and in the conclusion I have to restate the thesis statement and my 3 main points, and I would also have to have a residual message. I know that. But before we go any further, I would like to tell you something very important. What is it? The thing is, yes, this is your speech about you. Self-introductory speech. It means you're going to tell us about yourself. Okay. But which part of yourself you are going to tell us about? We are not looking forward to hear, I'm a racer, I'm a video gamer, I'm a chef. We are not looking forward to that part of self-introduction. Why? Because we are preparing you for the job market. We are preparing you to face the recruiters, to be able to sit in a job interview in front of the employers and answer their most favorite question. Do you know what is their most favorite question? When they say, describe yourself as a person, or introduce yourself, or who are you? All of these questions are the same, synonymously. They want to know you, what kind of a person you are. And what the students mostly make mistake, they say, okay, when they say introduce yourself or who are you, they say, my name is Muhammad Salim so and so, I'm 22 years old, I'm studying. No, they are not looking forward to this information. They are employers, recruiters, interviewers, and you are attending to a job interview. Better enhance your level of thinking, as it is very much in the message to the students in the beginning part of your book, that you have to provide us the topics which are related to your level, your specialization, and the job market. So as we are preparing the graduates, the answer to that is telling them anything among the 21st century skills. Now, don't worry, I'm going to just touch upon everything in a bit. Don't worry about, like, there is so much content on the screen. Don't worry. I just got that from the internet, and why did I get this? Like, talking about the 21st century skill must not be the only requirement for a candidate who is studying this course. No, it applies on everyone. As an answer to this question, it applies on everyone, right? Any candidate who would like to appear for a job interview, it applies. That you are touching upon the requirement of 21st century skill. You are bringing that into your talk while describing yourself. Okay, I don't want you to read all of this. Just be with me. We have learning skills. Among 21st century skills, we have learning skills. Okay, and within learning skills, we have 4 C's. 4 C's. Okay, we call them critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. So these are the 4 C's within the domain of learning skills. Okay, then we have life skills. Within the domain of life skills, we have flexibility, to be initiative, to have social skills, productivity, leadership. I noticed that this flexibility is not as the same in color as the other. All right. So these are the, uh, I would say, sub skills as the description of life skill, life skill. Okay. And literacy skill, they include information literacy, media literacy, technology literacy. Now, talking in a kind of a summary, so we would say we have learning skills, we have life skills, and we have literacy skills. Now, there are so many topics you can choose, and you can find out what kind of a person are you. Now, talking about the learning skills, we have critical thinking. From that you can get an idea that who is a critical thinker, by the way, a person who is curious to learn, a person who is quick in learning or analyzing anything. Okay, so you can choose if you would like to say I'm a curious learner, or I'm a quick learner, or I have great analytical skills. Okay, if you don't like that, go to the next. You have communication. So you are an effective communicator. If they ask you this question, describe yourself as a person, you can say, I'm an effective communicator. One more thing, when the recruiters are asking, what kind of a person are you, and you say, I'm an effective communicator, so you don't you don't block your answer there. They are expecting you with their facial expression, or they may even put it in a question. Would you please explain that? Would you please elaborate it any further? So you must have to have 3 points or 3 examples. Why do you think that you are an effective communicator? What are those 3 skills that you have under this effective communication skill that you think you are good in communication? So you should prepare. That's why through this speech, we are preparing the graduates, we are preparing our students to be able to talk whenever they are describing themselves in a job interview, to justify if they said that they are any of these. Collaboration is the third one. So collaboration means when you are doing something together, you are a social person, and in the simple words, or you are a team worker, or you are a people person. So these are the favorite words of the recruiters. You can choose any one of them. The fourth C is creativity. Now, it doesn't mean your specialization is mechanical engineering and you appear for a job interview where you have applied for a job of a mechanical engineer, and you say no. Miss Hiba's video said that I must have to choose something from the 21st century skill, and fourth C was creativity. Okay, I would say I'm an artist. I paint, I draw, and your job interview is specifically for the position of a mechanical engineer. You can bring this artwork if the job is intended for an art company. You get what I'm saying? Here, creativity can be problem solving. You are creative, you have many ways to solve a problem. Okay, you can think of a solution. By the way, I should tell you that is the key, I would say the most favorite candidate for the recruiters, that they want to hire problem solver. I think the world is full of problems now. Enough of problems. We need the problem solvers. All right, moving to the life skills. Under life skills, we have flexibility. Now, who is a flexible person? A person who is understanding. Even in your family, you are feeling more comfortable talking to one of your siblings, one of your brother or sister. Why? Because maybe he or she is more able to listen to you or understand you, whatever your point is, or situation that you are in. So same is the case at workplace. A person who is understanding his co-workers or the requirement of the job, and he's more patient, or he's easily coping up with the differences in condition or the environment. If there is a change, he's ready for that change. He's flexibly moving from one status to another as per the requirement says. Initiative means the very first person doing that, the very first person bringing that idea. So usually the first drop of rain, you see, there is even a story about the first drop of rain. uh, all the drops were scared, and that drop, it jumped to the world. It's just a story of children. But from there you can get an idea that being the first, Being the first is always, it's not the job of everyone. Usually they are the leaders who do that. Usually they are the bold people who do that. So don't you think they are challenge takers? Yeah, they are challenge takers. They are ready to do things which are not done before, or they are not scared, and they are not scared to do things on their own. And they love to try new things. Risk takers, challenge takers. So they are initiative people. Now, social skills, already we explained it here. You would see a kind of, swapping from here or there. So don't worry about it. Social skills, you are a team worker, you are a people person, you are good in managing with people. It can be the requirement for a job where we need FDOs, front desk officer, or people who are more, supposed to work with or deal with customers or people in the field. Productivity, my favorite word. They are those people who are very creative. They have innovative ideas to do anything, and they know the different methods to solve a problem. Again, I would come to that, solving a problem. And then we have leadership. Oh my God, leaders need everything. So I think all of these things you can bring in the list of, or the sub list of leadership. But being a leader, to me, honestly, the very first requirement for a leader is they are good listeners. They listen to those who they are working with, right? Otherwise, the other people who are bossy, who are talking, they are not the real leaders. They can be the managers, they are not the leaders. So a leader, he is a good listener, he's a good communicator, he foresee the expected hazards or problems or the future. Foresee means he can see, even like, for instance, if this is 22nd of February, okay, he can foresee what would happen in the next 6 months based on his study of today at work, right? And they have great decision making skills. It's very important for a leader to be able to make decisions, and after their study of any situation, they are making right decisions. So see, so many ideas you have, and from here you can connect it to that kind of inner person that you are, and you can choose for this speech. Literacy skill is the last skill, and in that we have information literacy. So if you are good at IT, you are good in software development. Again, talking about any skill, please make sure that if you are going to be a software developer, and the job is for the software development, and you bring that as a description of yourself, it's all right. But if the job is something else and you bring this as the description, it might not work very well. Media literacy, what do the media people do? They are able to use multiple sources. They are able to gauge the tone and language on the multimedia, and they are able to on media, or all the sources available. For instance, if a company is recruiting a media person, and the job of the media person is to observe what's going on the website, all right, they understand the images and the brain, they develop multimedia skills. So these are the media literacy skills. Among technology, you can say, if you are by birth, like by from the beginning, from your early childhood, you were a guy who loved to solve technical problems at home, starting from your toys and then to the machines, and your specialization is also engineering, mechanical engineering, great. So you can say, I'm an engineering geek, I love to solve technical problems. Now you see, there are so many skills, and you can choose any one of them to describe who you are. So what did I choose? I chose the topic, I am a problem solver. Now what is left? I would enhance the size so that you can see it clearly. All right, I'm a problem solver. For my speech, I chose I'm a problem solver. Okay, what else is left? Thesis statement plus 3 main points. And as we know, for each point, we need to have 2 examples as subpoints. Okay, uh, this is more important. even before coming to the thesis statement, I need to have 3 main points to further explain what do I mean by problem solver. And I have that concept in my mind that if the recruiters ask me, or even if my teacher asked me in the class, or anyone in life ever asked me, why do you think that you're a problem solver? Can you please justify that? So I should have 3 solid reasons that I can justify why I think I am a problem solver. Okay, now you must have to a little bit Google it. So in Google, you have to write key skills of a problem solver. You see, Google does not give you things just like that. You have to, rephrase or sometimes give keywords, and it gives you what you are looking forward to. So key skills of a problem solver, or problem solver skills, or examples of a problem solving skill, or even examples of problem solving person, things like that. For this video also, like I did a couple of, information I collected from the internet, and I saw that as the answer of these questions, I found problem solving skills are the ability to identify problems, brainstorm and analyze answers, and implement the best solution. Speaking in simple, a problem solving person observes a problem, studies it well. I mean, he does not take a copy and sit to study. No, he observes everything, makes note, and try to find out everything inside out about that problem, and then find out the solution, and then implement that solution. I mean, he deploys that whatever solution he has decided, and then he come up with the evaluation. So identifying the problem, coming up with the possible solution, then evaluating the options. It means once the solution is deployed, the job is done, he did what he decided to, so he waits for the results and he observes the results, whether it went well as he planned or it has something else for him to learn, and they choose the best solution. Okay, I think this is the same thing that we just discussed. Okay, one more search gave me this list. Problem solving abilities are connected to a number of other skills, such as analytical, innovative, you see, I told you there is a swapping, because problem solver are people who have all these skill sets. Okay, now this is the time for me to write my main points. And after going through my search, I'm trying to find out 3 main points. Okay, uh, it's written in the outline, 3 review main points. No problem. I would call it for easy reference 3 main points. Okay, so I need to find out 3 main points. What should that be? Can anyone help me? Can anyone think of something? All right, I got an idea. What about saying strong observation skills? A person who is a problem solver, he has strong observation skills. Okay, under that I need 2 points. So I would say a problem solver analyze a problem. Okay, analyze the problem, and then brainstorm. Okay, or brainstorming I would write. Okay, sounds good so far. What could be my second review main point? I would say strong and observation skill, and yeah, creative thinking. Okay, under creative thinking, what is included? For instance, if I want to write the sub points, so what would I say? Ability to find the best solutions, all right, are new ways of solving a problem. All right, so this is coming under creativity. Okay, what would be the next? And creative thinking, remember, the creative thinkers are always positive thinkers because they don't believe in problem engulfing you, dominating you. They have the way to come out of the box and find a solution. So we would say always look at the bright side. Okay, so while explaining, you can talk about it. That what do you mean by this? All right, number 3 is left. It's all right. I can see here we had identifying the problem, coming up with the solution, evaluate the options. Okay, it gives me an idea that a problem solver is great at planning, or he's a well-organized person. Okay, when you are writing, like your point, you should choose one of them. Don't give slash and write both. Okay, so great at planning and well-organized person. What do I mean by this? I need for it two subpoints. Implementing the solution. I mean, as what could be the easy word for implementing? It's when you deploy. Okay, if you really have a problem in understanding the meaning of a word, or it's a difficult word, do you know the way you just right click and go to the synonym and you will see the list? I don't know if you can see the list here, but I have a list saying applying, realizing, executing. Not always it works, but it's somehow a good way. So for your easy understanding, implementing means when you apply what you decided as a solution to the problem. Okay, you implement that solution, but as they say that they also learn from the results. That shows that the person is a good planner. How a person is a good planner? They have a plan, they deploy the plan, they get the results, and then from the results they learn. So I'm so glad I got 3 points. You see, we have 3 points, 3 main points: strong observation skill, creative thinking, and great at planning. So what I would do, I would take here, I would take my, no, that box is already having that. Okay, I would take the first main point from here. I would go to my, where is the first point? Okay, I would remove that and I would put that here. Okay, I know that the first one is strong observation skill, and I should not have this sub points within the same box. So what I would do, I would remove it from here. All right, and I would put it here, and I would take it brainstorming. I would take from here and I would put it here. Now, so that's my first point, first main point, strong observation skill. And under strong observation skill, I have the first one, that they are able to analyze a problem, and the second one is they brainstorm the problem, brainstorming skill, or brainstorming the problem. Now, second point, second main point, let me just remove these dots. So I would go back to my rough work that I was writing my zero draft. I would come back to it and I would choose from here. Let me take everything so that I may not have to come back and forth again and again. Okay. So where is the second? Here is the second. And I would add it here. And the ability goes to the ability part here. And then the second goes to the second part here, and then the third should go to the third part here, and the sub point for the third should go here. We don't like the dots. We would be removing the dots and we would bringing it there. Okay, and this is the second part of the third point. So I would bring it there and that should do. All right, let's have a quick look. I have, because we are looking at the main points first. Strong observation skill, analyze a problem. Within that, it comes analyze a problem and brainstorming skill. Okay. And second one is creative thinking. He has a creative thinking skill, the ability to find the best solution to the problems and always looking at the bright side of any issue or any problem. Great at planning, well-organized person. So they are those who implement the solution and they learn from the results. So see how easily we have taken out three main points. Now coming to this one in like the first part of our speech, introduction. So it's easy for me now. I would bring this here. I would bring this here. And the third one also I would take and put it there in the box. Now let's make a thesis statement and our starting. Okay, now talking about the three preview main points and the thesis statement. So I would say today I would like to introduce myself as a problem solver due to the skills such as strong observation, and then remove the skill because you already said that. Strong observation, or you can say ability of strong observation. Then you bring creative thinking, and then now you have great at planning or well organized. I'm thinking to choose something else. So if we have the word great, what else should we use? I don't want to say and great at planning. I can't say that. It's not wrong, but I can also use something else. I can say effective planning. Let me see, what do we have in the list? Countless. Oh, no, that would be very difficult for you guys. So I would go with an effective planning. You just remove that. See, so we wrote the thesis statement. Today I would like to introduce myself as a problem solver due to the skills such as the ability, you should have an article, the ability of strong observation, creative thinking, and effective planning. I repeat, you have the thesis statement here. This is the thesis statement, okay? And this is the ability of strong observation skills, you see? So strong observation, this is the first one, first review main point. Creative thinking is the second review point, okay? And effective planning is the third review point. So how easily we kept all of our, all of our three main points together. But you see, you didn't do that just like this. You did a little bit of your research. You studied what are the skills of that particular, skill set that you have chosen, that kind of a person, what do they do? And you choose the simple methods. One more thing I would like you to consider is, don't go for skill or describing yourself as a person that you are feeling difficulty to relate with. Always listen to your call from inside, like what kind of a person you are. Everyone is a creative person inside, and they do great stuff, and everyone has that soft skill. We call them soft skills. So check out what soft skills do you have. Okay, now I also have decided what should be my attention getter, because attention getters should be there. So I already have chosen my attention getter, and I copy pasted it somewhere. So I'm bringing it from there. Okay, and I would just put it here. So it's a quotation. I have just taken a quotation. It's not yet, it is yes. Okay, now said by Scott Peck. Scott Peck. He said, yes, it is in this whole process of meeting and solving problems that life has its meaning. Problems are the cutting edge that distinguishes between success and failure. Indeed, they create our courage and wisdom. Although a little bit wordy, but it's all right. It shouldn't be more than that. It shouldn't be wordy more than that. Okay, you can say now, how about the referencing? How about the person that you have who said that? So you would say Scott Peck said, yes, it is in this whole process of meeting. So you don't say m Scott Peck at the end of your talk. No, you can say Scott Peck said, or Scott Peck once said, or as said by Scott Peck. Yes, it is in this whole process of blah 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 blah. Then you go on. All right, so I hope it's pretty easy. Now coming back to the residual message. Now I have to restate my thesis statement. And I have to have a residual message. Okay, now what should I do in this? Always remember, your thesis statements in the introduction part and the preview main point should be like you are opening a talk. You are saying, like when you are greeting your guests, when you are meeting them. So you are overwhelming, you are welcoming them, and you have that energy of meeting them and welcoming them. It should look like that. Okay, but when it comes to uh, closing your speech, so you should have that style, what I always say to my student, masalama style, when you are saying goodbye. So it should be like, I spoke, or thanks for listening to me, I talked about. So you are not talking now, you are done with talking, so you would restate. And one key factor that is very important for restating your thesis statement is, you should give other words, rather than the you know like not the other points, but the same main points, but these synonyms, the other words. And also you can shuffle the arrangement, like the last one can be the first and first one can be in the middle, things like that. It doesn't harm. It makes it more natural, it makes it more genuine, right? So I would copy it, for it's my work, so I can copy for my drafting the restating of thesis. Okay, so I would, okay, I'm going to delete it later on, but let us first prepare. And I would, I don't know if you are enjoying the size, so let me increase the size. Okay, today I would like to introduce, okay, done. Okay, I, in my speech today, no, I spoke, oh no, I introduced. No, I should say something else. It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure, right? Introducing myself as a problem solver, as a problem solver, because of, not due to, because of, okay, because of my because of my effective planning can be coming first. Okay, so let's think about having because of creative thinking, because of creative thinking, innovative thinking. Okay, because of the skills of um, thinking out of the box, well planning, or organized planning. Well planning is okay. Well planning and detailed observation. Okay, so it was my pleasure introducing myself as a problem solver because of my skills of thinking out of box, well planning, and detailed observation. You said the same, but you chose other words. Okay, so we would remove that. We are done with this part. Residual message. You can again yeah, give someone's famous quotation, or you can even make your own quotation. The world is full of problem. Let's have more problem solvers. You can bring your own quotation, but you must have to refer that. You must have to mention that why you are saying that, or whose statements are these. Now, for example, if I say I liked something that is said by Albert Einstein, so I would take that from here and I would put it here. So okay, now why did I like it? I can explain. So you can make it like a message to the world. So you can say, as my last, as my you okay, as the end, as the last part of my speech, I would like to emphasize on the value of uh, deep thinking for solving any problem, as said by, and then you say Albert Einstein. If I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and only 5 minutes thinking about the solution. Okay, so you can say, as said by Albert Einstein, and then thanks for listening. All right, I think that is enough, and I would enhance the size. Okay, as the last part of my speech, or as the end part of my speech, that would be more appropriate. As the end part of my speech, I would like to emphasize on the value of deep thinking for solving any problem. As well said by Albert Einstein, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about the solution. Thanks for watching, or thanks, no, not for watching. Thanks for listening and your time. And you go. So I hope, let us enhance the size so that you can see everything. So you are giving an attention getter. You can even choose any of the attention getter that I had shared in the previous video. And you have the example of thesis statements with 3 preview main points. Then you have the first preview main point and then 2 examples. Okay, I did not want to go into the detail of writing statements for these. This should be part of your talk, and your Google search or your study should help you, and or even your personal experience should help you how you are going to speak about it. Okay, so then you move to the conclusion. You restated your thesis statement, so you will use the past form of the verb, and you will shuffle the tartib, you will shuffle the order, and you will use another word rather than those words that are there. Okay, and then we are going to the residual message. So you can see that for both I used quotation. It's up to you what you would like to do. So I hope this was helpful. And if you really like the video, don't forget it to share with your loved ones. If you are new to my channel, I would welcome you, and stay happy, stay healthy.